Jimmy Butler has earned a reputation as one of the NBA's most talented and charismatic stars. From his unforgettable pranks to his hilarious interviews, Jimmy Buckets is as marketable as he is talented. As a result, he has a fair amount of cash to splash, but his journey to the top was anything but easy. After being kicked out of home at the age of just 13, you would be hard-pressed to find a player more deserving of this success and the lifestyle that comes with it. Let's take a behind-the-scenes look at the fascinating life of Jimmy Butler. Before he was dominating the court as Jimmy Buckets, Jimmy Butler was doing his best to simply have a normal childhood. His father left when he was young, and he was kicked out of the home at 13 years old because his mother claimed she didn't like the look of him. As a result, he resorted to bouncing around the homes of various friends just to get by. Fast forward a couple of decades, and that same homeless kid could be seen ripping up the basketball court as a 6-time NBA All-Star, reaping the rewards of a life of grit and determination. Having averaged no fewer than 17.6 points per game for 12 straight seasons, whilst also being a defensive star, Jimmy Buckets has been a reliable force for several franchises, earning some lucrative deals along the way. In total, Butler has earned over $300 million in NBA earnings from the Chicago Bulls, Minnesota Timberwolves, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Miami Heat. It is a hell of a journey considering his tough upbringing, and you bet he has treated himself in style. The good news for us is that Jimmy is more than happy to pull back the curtains and welcome us into his lavish lifestyle. In October 2024, he welcomed Architectural Digest over for a tour of his house, which they shared on their YouTube channel. There is a lot to take away from this video. Firstly, the picture-perfect property is simply jaw-dropping, boasting a live music room, pristine kitchen, grand conservatory, vast wine cellar, fun-filled backyard, and more. It was designed by Tiffany Brooks Interior, who was instructed by Butler to focus on lots of natural light and bright colors. In his own words, he told her to get freaky with it, which is exactly what she did. The stunning Spanish Revival mansion set him back $4.3 million and spans 15,855 square feet, situated in California, a couple of hours outside of Los Angeles. LA is a long way from Miami though, which is where Butler has been playing since 2019 as a key member of the Heat. So Jimmy Buckets has needed somewhere to stay in the Magic City, and he recently treated himself to another luxurious mansion. This time, it is a lease agreement that has given Jimmy the keys to the beautiful waterfront Miami mansion, reportedly listed at $95,000 per month. Based on Hibiscus Island, the 6,000 square foot home has 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, but the creme de la creme is the backyard, which overlooks Miami's bay and skyline. During his downtime, Butler can kick back and relax on any number of comfy seats or enjoy a dip in his infinity pool or hot tub. Should Jimmy decide he wants to buy the property, it would cost him a whopping $30 million. For now though, let's head back to California. Jimmy opts not to fill his house with too many televisions, instead wanting to spend his time undertaking various activities. In many ways, his 14-minute tour with Architectural Digest is a perfect behind-the-scenes look at what makes Jimmy Butler click. The entertaining tour itself tells you there is a future in media for the NBA star whenever he decides to call it a day. Although, it is clear that there are several other interests that are going to demand some attention further down the line. Most notably, his love for coffee, which was made very clear in Netflix's Starting 5 series featuring Butler. In his tour with AD, Butler takes great pride in introducing viewers to his very own coffee shop, situated right there in his home. Neighbors are more than welcome to pop around for a cup, but there should be no expectation of any discount. A coffee from Big Face, Butler's brand, will set his neighbors back a whopping $60. So it better be good. Butler actually has a track record of charging a pretty penny for coffee. His love for selling it began back in the NBA bubble in 2020, when he would make it for fellow NBA stars and charge them $20 a pop. At the time of launching Big Face, Butler told CNBC that he was aiming to be the best at making coffee, and that I wake up in the morning excited to train and go work out. Then I want to hurry up and get home so I can practice my bartending. His 200% price increase suggests that he's confident that his craftsmanship has improved in the years since, and why not? His home coffee shop includes a unique coffee making machine from La Marzocco, which he claims is likely the only one in America. Butler has said that his coffee business is his post-retirement plan, and it's clear that he takes a lot of pride in his work. When CNBC asked about what he expects to learn from his coffee-making ventures, he answered, "It's not about that for me. I think basketball has been a great source of income for me and my family. Instead, he sees making and selling coffee as an amazing opportunity to sit down with people you don't normally get to speak to. Butler has also compared coffee to another one of his biggest loves, wine. A quick visit to his wine cellar will tell you that this is a serious interest of Butler's. Between his big boy hallway and the main rotunda, Butler's wine cellar can hold 20,000 bottles of wine. At present, it has approximately 6,100 bottles in it, but that looks set to increase soon. Jimmy benefits with the help of Master Sommelier Chris Howell, who helps him to collect what he calls all this expensive grape juice. The cellar is separated by region, and Chris and Jimmy will take trips together to try out wines from each region to bring back. Not a bad way to live, right? The wine that takes center stage in the collection is the Sassicaia, which just happens to be the one that kickstarted this obsession for Jimmy. And you will never guess who introduced him to it. All the way back in 2013, Jimmy was given a glass of Sassicaia wine by Mark Wahlberg, of all people, and he has been hooked ever since. You see, Wahlberg is one of Jimmy Butler's many high-flying friends, with the pair having met when the actor was filming Transformers in Chicago. Wahlberg was a fan of basketball, and his crew were set up to practice in the same facility as the Bulls. When Jimmy was asked to go and hoop with Wahlberg, the pair hit it off. A friendship based around sports, wine, watch collections, and working out blossomed, and the pair have holidayed together several times since. Mark Wahlberg isn't the only A-list celebrity that Jimmy can call his friend, with the NBA star also stumbling across one of soccer's biggest names in unexpected fashion. Whilst in Rio de Janeiro competing for a gold medal with the United States basketball team, Jimmy took himself off to the Maracanã Stadium in his spare time to watch the Brazil soccer side compete for gold themselves. When Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. stole the show, he earned himself a new superfan. That superfan was Jimmy Butler, who began wearing Neymar's soccer shirt out and about and posting pictures of it on Instagram. The New York Times even reported that Butler would thank God for the gift of Neymar Jr. before eating. This attention did not go unnoticed, and before you know it, the pair had formed one of the most high-profile bromances in sport, hanging out together as much as possible and supporting each other at games. Neymar even introduced Butler to the sport of paddle, which has since become a regular part of Jimmy's schedule, doubling as a great way of maintaining his fitness. A-list celebrities aren't the only people in Jimmy Butler's life, of course. He also takes great pride in being a father to his 3 children, Riley, Brian, and Kian. The mother of these children is Caitlin Nowak, who Butler met in 2019, with the pair initially keeping their relationship relatively private. Unfortunately, things declined and the couple are now separated. Their kids made an appearance on Netflix's Starting 5, which shed a light on how difficult it can be for NBA players to be away from their families for so much of the year. At least with his stunning mansion in LA, he has a great spot to host his kids and hang out, particularly in the backyard, which has an infinity pool, beach volleyball court, and outside kitchen. A key spot in this backyard is his domino table, which is a game he claims he is the best in the world at. He started young, with his dad using dominoes to teach him how to count at the age of 4. Now, it is a permanent fixture in his home and one of his main hobbies. Another one of his primary hobbies is music, and just like everything else in Jimmy Butler's life, he's taken that hobby to the next level. Country music is the genre of choice for Jimmy, to the extent that he's even working on a country album. In the early stages of 2024, The Guardian reported that Butler had amassed 60 songs for consideration on the record, which took him a year to do. However, he wasn't stopping there, with the NBA star planning on having a pool of over 200 songs to choose from. Like I said, there are no half measures when it comes to hobbies for Jimmy Butler. His favorite country artist is Luke Bryan, and the pair even collaborated in a music video for Bryan's song Light It Up. Between his love of coffee, wine, and country music, it's fair to say that Jimmy Butler is a versatile, talented, and fascinating character. Remember, this is a guy who likes to limit the number of televisions in his house as he prefers to engage in activities, and it seems to be paying off for him. Perhaps a life lesson for us all. There is a lot going on in Jimmy Butler's life, and we have barely even mentioned his efforts on the basketball court, which is his primary source of income. His 15-year career has produced 6 All-Star selections, 1 All-NBA second-team selection, 5 NBA All-Defensive second-team selections, and the Most Improved Player award in 2015. This superb production has earned him many huge contracts that have funded this lavish lifestyle, which has been bolstered by his many endorsements. When you consider his enthusiastic and jolly personality combined with his media stunts within the NBA, it should come as no surprise that Jimmy Buckets has been a hot commodity when it comes to advertising. His sponsors include huge names such as Google, Li Ning, Nestle, State Farm Insurance, and many more, with Forbes predicting additional revenue of $10 million from this particular avenue. They also list him 7th on the highest paid NBA players list and 31st in the world's highest paid athletes list, which emphasizes just how well this once homeless kid has done for himself. As you would expect from a character like Jimmy though, his generosity has meant that he is always looking out for others. In 2017, he received the NBA Cares Community Assist Award for his efforts to empower and uplift at-risk youths in Chicago, taking part in several events and conversation circles with youngsters and discussing trust, integrity, and issues facing the community. He has also provided regular dinners to homeless men and women at Pacific Garden Mission. More recently, he took part in a charity tennis event that raised $320,000 for humanitarian relief in Ukraine. Of course, he saved some money to treat himself as well though. Jimmy Butler's car collection is estimated to cost a whopping $500,000, featuring a Bugatti Chiron, Ford Bronco, and a Mercedes Maybach. These are some of the swankiest cars going, but you may also be surprised to know that he has a 2017 Toyota Sienna minivan worth under $30,000 that he uses to go a bit more incognito. The other glamorous collection the NBA star has comes in the form of his jewelry and watches, headlined by a stunning sapphire-adorned necklace representing the birthstone for his birth month of September, and a Hublot watch that was gifted to him by Dwayne Wade. All in all, Jimmy Butler is a star on and off the court. From his NBA All-Star awards to his wine collection, musical ambitions, and passion for coffee, the man is about as well-rounded as anyone out there. He has set his family up for success and lives a life that is the perfect combination of luxury, ambition, and productivity. In many ways, he really does have it all. But did anything you hear about Jimmy Butler's lifestyle surprise you? Let me know in the comments.